the coach. I've coached against him before at Indiana. You knew they were right to win because they play hard. They come into the gym to win the game. And I know they were missing number 11 tonight in the game. But our players, for the week that we've had, for the travel that we've had, all that, for them to bear down, especially to have the lead the way we did in the first half, even though the last 2 minutes as we took our foot off the gas pedal, and we were 12 and 19 in the first half from going through the paint, and we didn't go in the paint almost under the last 2 minutes of that half. That trimmed 20-point lead down to 15. But we answered the bell in the second half with a lot of different combinations, a lot of different people. First start for Rodney Howard, and to hold them to 9% shooting in the second half from 3, and to hold them from 24% shooting says a lot. And I'm proud of the way our guys played. It's tons of room for improvement, but to come from Maui, to have the practices to try to get your body clock. You know, it doesn't matter if you're 19 or 79, your body clock is going to be different when you come from a trip like that, especially as long as we were over there. So to get that win is fantastic. I thought Anthony, who was a little banged up yesterday, didn't practice much at all yesterday, and we weren't totally sure today. I thought he came out, responded. A lot of credit to our trainer, Lance Schumann, our physical therapist, Mike Dew, for the work that they did, Dr. Palmer for the work that he did, and helping get him cleared up so that he could go. And we got a lot of good activity from a lot of people. We had 3 stops 11 times tonight, which is the most we've ever had that since I've been to Georgia. And you're usually going to feel pretty good about your chances to win if you get 3 stops in a row 7 to 8 times in a game. But to get it 11 says a lot, and we had 47 deflections. So this team has got to continue to take real steps defensively with the rebounding, and then how efficient we have to be in the break, not just the half-court offense, but the break. But tonight we took some steps, and now we've got to continue to take it, because when we go to Arizona State, it will ratchet up again big time. So go ahead.
Well, Anthony talked, I guess, Monday about his desire to get off to a quicker start personally, and obviously did that tonight. And when
Anthony
he does,
said that?
Yes, he did.
It's a big hit. That's a big step, because that's something he's got to do. And we started with him taking the ball out of bounds. And we're trying to do different things with him all the time. I mean, we're trying to increase his versatility in so many different ways, put him in different spots. But the key was to come out and attack that paint. I think we were 3 or 4 right off the beginning in the paint. But that's Anthony, as young as he is, as talented as he is, there is so much room for growth. And the guy that knows it is him. And that's what excites me, because we can just push and push at what he's got to get better at. And he buys into knowing that he's got to get better. And for an 18-year-old, he's very, very responsive to what has to happen for him to become a better player, a better team player, better teammate, you know, all those different things daily, just like all of them. But with the attention that he gets to come in here and have that kind of desire, and again, like I said, we didn't have him in practice yesterday other than for about 15 minutes, maybe 20 tops. And so that, I'm proud of what he's trying to do with that. We wanted to bottle that up.
What did he do exactly? I mean, what was it?
They just lower body. It was just a lower body injury.
Can you address the developments of the Munzie?
Sure, yeah, I mean, I saw the statement that we issued before. He's been suspended from all team activities. It was not one thing. There were a number of factors and instances that were involved in the decision. I didn't make it lightly. I like to think that that as I've grown older, I've grown in patience and perspective, but at the same time, that's where we're at, and I want what's best for him. I want what's best for this program too, and at the end of the day, that's what was needed at this time. And that's basically what it is. It would all fall under the umbrella of attitude. And so it's not an off the court situation, it's not a training rules, none of that. It's not an academic thing. It's just, it is what it is. But there's not anything clandestine about it. And but that's where we're at.
Is there a path for him to come back?
I'm not sure, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see.
I remember one game they gave pitched a fit coming off the court, and looked like he ripped his jersey off or something. Is this what you're talking about?
It's just like I said. I'm not going to discuss it past that. I hope you understand. It's not one factor. You know, I don't take decisions like that lightly. I don't make decisions like that lightly. And you certainly don't coach this game and recruit in this game to not want people with you. But just going to stick with what I said, and like I said, when it falls under the umbrella of attitude, a lot of things that work into that.
It looked like you guys, just from where I was sitting, that you guys did maybe a little better job tonight of your cutting and guys moving around and.
We work on it every day, Anthony. I mean, we work on it every day. So yes, and we go back to Georgia Tech. I think Anthony, he's really buying into it. You know, which he's never really had to do. It's really hard for players when they come to college to understand the speed and intensity of the games. Okay, the strength and physicality of the games. But on the offensive end, it's really, really difficult for them to understand how well they have to move without the ball and how often they have to do it. Because ball dominant is not how you win. And it's the same thing defensively. We showed last night a tape that we've made. We use it in recruiting, but I wanted my team to see it, of how good, you know, my previous 18 years before we got here, how good we had defensively. You know, how good of some defensive players and defensive teams that we had. Well, now I put in Nick Claxton, and I showed the team the same thing that we show to recruits and the same thing that I showed to sent to NBA people when he was going out. And there's a smorgasbord of before and after with Nick. But the defensive part and the defensive versatility is unbelievable. And there's one clip in the Texas game, and this is why I wanted to get them to understand. Nick didn't come in here a pro, just like the majority of my guys didn't come in here a pro. They have to earn it, right? They have to earn their way up into that. But there's one clip, okay? It's a 10-point game. It's 3:47, starts it on the clock late in the second half against Texas. He's guarding guards, okay? He's in a stance for 22 seconds. They take a shot at the 3-second. He gets in a stance at the 25-second mark. They take a shot at the 3-second mark. He never got out of his stance, okay? That's not common, right? But you're trying to get these young guys to understand those are the things that make the difference, whether it's your defensive stance, the deflections, the way you play with length, the movement without the ball, the cutting. All those things have got to be really, really good for us. And it's got to come from everybody, because that's a big part of what we're trying to do. So there's a long answer to your question. Jeff Schultz isn't here, so I can talk longer. Go ahead.